What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I'm Imani, and this is my YouTube channel where I share social media tips and tricks to help brands and businesses improve their online presence. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing what you need to include in your social media strategy to make your social presence successful and great and boom and all of the above, and making sure that you're hitting the goals that you need to hit. So you always want to make sure when it comes to your brand or business, or if you're a content creator, you're still a brand or business, you want to make sure that you have a plan. So having a social media plan is essential. So let's get right into it. So the first thing that you need to know, or you need to have in your social media strategy, is you need to understand and know who your audience is. Who is your target audience? So across all social media platforms, for the most part, every platform has insights that allow you to know who is interacting with your content, who's following you, when they're all of the above. They give you a breakdown of your followers and your audience. If you are a new brand and you may just be starting out on your social media, you should still know who your target audience is. That's just something you need, social media or not. And then this also allows you, if you are a newer brand or newer company, somebody that is starting out on social media, this does allow you to kind of experiment to see maybe you're missing an audience that you didn't even think that would be resonating with your content. So this allows for you to experiment if you are just starting out on social media. But as a whole, you need to know who your audience is, especially because not every social media makes sense for your brand or business. If you are a men's focused company, you may want to stay away from Pinterest. But if you are a content creator that enjoys traveling and you take video, you take pictures, you may want to focus more so on YouTube, on Instagram, and even TikTok, but maybe stay away from LinkedIn. So you get it? So not your audience is not gonna connect with every single platform, and then it's not going to make sense for every single platform, honestly. And if you are creating content and you feel like maybe it's not resonating with your audience, then you can check your insights and go ahead and say, okay, this doesn't make sense, let me go and rework my content. So paying attention to your audience is very, very important. The next thing that you need to have realistic goals when putting together your strategy. And that's for every platform across the board. So if you're going to be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you should have goals for every one of those platforms and make sure they're realistic and that they have a time period associated with them. So if you say maybe you want to hit 500 followers on Twitter, adding that time at the end, so hitting 500 followers on Twitter by April 2021, that makes it more of a targeted goal, and it allows you to really hone in on it and really focus in on it. Does that make sense? So if you just say, oh, I want to hit 500 goals by the end of the time period of your strategy, okay, yeah, it might have happened, but you didn't really focus in on it, versus actually saying, okay, April 2021, I want to hit 500 followers on Twitter. Let's do this. Because your strategy may be January 2021 to December 2021. So when you hit it by April, if you're saying you want to hit it by April, that allows you to continue to grow for the rest of the year. And other goals include you want to create a community around your brand or business. You want to increase your brand awareness. You want to be more consistent. That's a huge goal. I have that on my strategy every year because you can always improve on being consistent, honestly. So being more consistent, increasing your subscribers, increasing your followers, increasing your brand awareness, creating better shareable, engaging content. There's so many different types of goals that you can create. So the next thing you want to include, the next thing you want to make sure you have, is determining what metrics are important to you. Not every company, not every social media account has the same focus on metrics. Some people are more focused on link clicks. Some people are more focused on engagements. So determining what's more important to you. So for me, I'm more focused on if I can convert my followers to customers and clients, being able to increase my engagement. Those are two main things that I'm focused on. You know what I'm saying? Tracking your metrics will allow you to understand and see what works for you and what's not working for you, and what you can improve on and what you may need to continue doing. So the next thing that you need to have and you need to understand, you need to do when putting together your social media strategy, is planning your content. So there's so much involved in planning your content. This is the most important thing. So what kind of content are you creating? Are you creating it yourself? Are you hiring a photographer or a videographer? Are you going to focus on user-generated content? How often are you posting? What platforms are you posting on? Are you just going to focus on Twitter and Instagram? Are you going to do Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the other social media platforms? What is the purpose of your content? Are you going to educate? Are you entertaining? So those are the questions you need to be asking yourself when it's time for you to plan your content. And then when you've planned your content, you want to also make sure that you have a content calendar. So this is very, 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 very important when you are creating content, planning it, strategizing, all of the above, because when you have a content calendar, it allows you to see, like, okay, these are the holidays that are coming up. These are the social media holidays. The social media holidays, the national holidays, the regional holidays, the federal holidays, the religious holidays. All these different types of holidays are important for you to take note of when you are planning your content. So content calendars are really important, especially if you're working with a team, so that everybody's on the same page, especially if you are working within a company that maybe sells products and they want to possibly do a sale the last week of April. So if you have a content calendar, that allows you to plan out the content to go along with the sale. So you want to make sure you determine what your content pillars are as well when planning out your content. And I'll get into this in my next video, but content pillars are basically 3 to 5 topics that your brand and business, your social media will focus on. And another important thing when it comes to planning your content, please make room for last minute uploads, last minute changes, last minute postings, last minute schedule changes, because say the world is falling apart. You don't want to be the company that is posting something about, oh, let's head to the beach. Like, you got to read the room. So when your social media manager is telling you, like, we shouldn't post this, like, this doesn't make any sense right now, listen to them, because you don't want to ruin your reputation by posting when it's not appropriate. Or maybe you need to hurry up and get something up on social media. Allowing room for that will really, really help. And another thing to take note of when creating content, or when you're planning your content, and you've hired a social media manager from an agency or internally, externally, whatever, you want to give them content to actually work with. If you are a brand, company, business, content, like whoever, you want to make sure that the person that is running your social media has content to work with, whether that's information, infographics, actual pictures, videos, something. They granted, social media managers can create something out of nothing, but the content can be next level if they have content to actually work with. Does that make sense? And the next thing under planning your content is creating campaigns and planning your campaigns. So campaigns are really more so the same thing as a strategy, but they're more niche. So your campaign could be focused around Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is next week, so that's why I keep talking about it. But you may want to do a campaign around Valentine's Day, but your strategy, your entire 2021 strategy is not focused on Valentine's Day. Maybe it is, and you got a whole nother problem, but your campaign will feature all of the same things that a strategy has, but it's more narrowed down, it's more niche down to your Valentine's Day campaign. Does that make sense? So you may have multiple campaigns throughout the year, and that all should go into your strategy. And then the last thing is, which ties into number 3, which was determining what metrics are important to you. At the end of the strategy, which is the 6th part of the social media strategy that you should have, is the ability to measure your results. So there's so many different platforms where you can check out the results. All the social media platforms have their own section for your analytics, so you can go ahead and check it out depending on what platform you are looking at, you are focused on. So at the end of the strategy, at the completion of your strategy period, so say you're doing your social media strategy for 2021 starting January to December, at the end of December you want to go ahead and see how your numbers did, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what you'll change next year. So if one of your goals of the year was to increase your link clicks on Instagram, or maybe increase the link clicks on YouTube, because if you didn't know, you can put links in your description bar. Then you will go ahead and measure those results and say, okay, this worked for us. This makes sense. We should continue doing this, or maybe we can go ahead and increase the promotion on our YouTube channel. So maybe that'll increase the link clicks. Let's rewind and go over what we covered in today's video. So the first thing you need to know, the first thing you need to have is understanding your audience and know who your audience is. Have set realistic goals. You want to understand and determine what metrics are important to you. You want to plan your content thoroughly, and you want to create campaigns, and then you want to measure your results. So doing this 6-step process when putting together your strategy will ensure that you have a successful strategy if you are doing it the right way. And if you need help with your social media, hit that link in my description bar and we will get you together. And that's it for today's video. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on all social media platforms. I am getting into TikTok more and more every day. So if you are on TikTok, go ahead and follow me and let's create some content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video, which will be all about content pillars.